Hello, my name is Jocelyn Noe, and I am the featured reader for today. I had a difficulty trying to figure out which poems, but I decided I'm gonna read the poems I've been writing when I first started doing poetry. It's softer in my tongue. All right, the first poem is called "He Lives Under the Bridge." Clothes tattered and limbs incomplete, he orbits the world alone in his own shell of 4 black bags he carries, housing all he got to live a life almost the same as the days he was in Vietnam, when the first crow was the sound of uncertainty and thoughts of his friends being blown out, scattering parts of their limbs, and if lucky, were picked up by the men of mercy on both sides of the field. He was at once attended to on the middle of the floor by a family with sharp almond eyes and talking like parakeets, yet were tender and merciful like the nun in the village orphanage they visited at the outset of their deployment overseas. Today, I helped move the black bags, and a rolled up blanket this man with one arm and one leg they brought to the emergency room spreads to sleep on under the bridge, on the cold stone wall at nights, along with other homeless, as the dark brown birds that shouts like daycare toddlers let out to play settles, blending with the darkness in crevices between the stone wall and the bridge, and the sleeping souls nonchalantly soaking in their white spit and through their oozing wounds. At daylight, he goes to the crossing with the royal proclamation and clamor for mercy, food, money, and possibly booze to strangers who would scornfully eye him and would close their car windows on purpose and would look the other way. To this homeless, his eyes would stare far away, to boot camp and its promises on a young soldier, GI Bill, world travel, and the pride of defending freedom. At times, he would think of years ago and a farm in Connecticut, when life is like flowers springing, and not knowing the draft is the gateway to this life under the bridge. Next is about romance, and the title is Secret Admiration. Each time our eyes are locked, I feel your touch. I almost taste the sweetness of your lips. The side glances I caught your eyes stealing is sucking me to you in little sips. At times, I like to feel your touch for real, but rules of life dictate how we behave. So all I do is smile and make you feel and live my thoughts and pleasures to a cave. The gate, it seems, is open for us both, but only one of us can freely pass. I see the rules of life are never smooth for hearts that bleed and stray for greener grass. And anyhow, my world is lovely when you are there. You are like oxygen to someone short of breath. Your levelness is like the calm before the storm, though I'm afraid my eyes are seeing clouds of myth. Each day ends well in happiness and hope, when it is sealed by your meaningful stare. Something I cling for inspiration, like a vine does to a tree that grows along its way. And this one has a different theme. This is actually written, it's a true story. It was about a baby that was adopted by friends of mine. And this is this was inspired by the mother. Parting. I look around and see no one in this parking lot, usually parked with cars and rumbling ambulances, and people's faces equally packed with meanings. My baby, wrapped in a light blue blanket, I eyed him for the last time. His dark matted hair and forehead glistened to the sunshine as he opens his eyes to his world, a world he will enjoy better forever and endure easier its tangles at the hands of others with higher means and love, all beyond I can offer. I put him near the door and sat with the others in the waiting room like nothing happened, and prayed he won't get crushed by this lady in blue who seemed to be in a rush. Suddenly, I hear a commotion, and I see this burly nurse in green holding him. Relieved, I sighed and looked outside, where the leaves of grass tells me a bright tomorrow. Okay, back to emotional. This is called emotional refill. You slid a plastic card and the door opened. Inside, you smiled and said, "Where have you been all these years?" You reached for my arm and pulled me to the middle of the bed. You ran your warm fingers on my hair, lightly massaging my neck from the nape and working your way down. Finding a mole in my chest wall, you said, "I touched this before." I lifted my hand and playfully contoured your face, from the jaw to the forehead, wrapping your curly hair around my fingers. And I noticed your hair is starting to recede. I jettisoned my shyness and explored you with both hands, returning your caress, and passionately I got emotionally refilled. Next. How many minutes?
This is the last one.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is what we call, the title of this poem is called First Party. One day in May 1980, in a backyard in Delray, I was with the man I'll marry in somebody's backyard party. I was newly hatched to witness all the singing and the dancing, so I thought they all were cretins, but amusing just the same. Like a geese under a shade tree, seeking refuge from the sun. As the clouds get more sinister and the pour about to form, I sat with my eyes wide open and my mind darkens with angst, while the people wildly conversed like rowdy sports announcers. As the music from the bandstand floated like petals in the air, and the lyric was my story, and the melody my way. Feeling weightless, blessed, and happy, I floated like a white-dressed fairy. Soon the ladies seemed more friendly, they gave me the light of day. As two lives I know now converged, one weak and the other strong. More spirit flowed like rivers, and the air was thick with foggers. As this white road crushed leaves was passed on to everybody's lips, my strong self began to weaken in this place I've never been. As the evening turned like magic, and the people left in pairs, cans of sodas, beers, and bottles were strewn all over the place. I can still feel how my head spun from the liquors and the fume, and when they ended the evening, a new world came rolling in.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jeff.